Hello, my name is Janae Moore, and this is my family, Andrew and Carol Moore. Hello. I'd like to talk to you today about how we connect in this world using social networking and how it has affected our lives. Have you ever wondered what it was like for people to communicate over such long distances in the 1800s? The earliest postal systems were often run by a local citizen out of his house. Postal carriers traveled by horse and only carried documents. Did you know that homing pigeons were trained to deliver important messages to specific people long before the ancient Persians? Before the telegraph was invented, this method of communication was very popular and was mostly used in France during the siege of Paris from 1870 to 1871. Did you ever think that when you were young that we would live in a world where we would communicate at our fingertips just by simply using a computer and typing away? Did you ever think that cellular devices would become modern-day computers? We live in a technical era where most of us rely on the internet for our everyday needs. As this new era emerges, we see that it has changed our lives for the better and for the worst. We rely on the internet for many things. Some of us use it for important things, such as checking email, voicemail, keeping track of bank statements, following up with colleagues, employers, taking classes online, applying for work, or reading news articles. Others use it for personal reasons such as keeping in touch with family and friends through social networking, creating online dating profiles with the intent of meeting new people with similar interests offline, playing video games with a group of people, or simply just checking the weather for a week. Whatever the reason, many of us get sucked into this vortex and never stop to think how this has changed and benefited our lives. Social media plays a huge part in our everyday lives. What is social media? Social media is an interaction among people in which they create, share, and/or exchange information and ideas in virtual communities and networks. It is a place where people act freely, sharing and discussing information about each other and their lives. Using a multimedia mix of personal words, pictures, video, or audio. Social media can appear in many forms, including blogs and microblogs, social networks, wiki, virtual worlds, social bookmarking, tagging, and news. Writing communities, digital storytelling, and scrapbooking, and data, content, image, and video sharing, podcast portals, and collective intelligence. Where do you go when you want to learn more about a particular topic? Most of us turn to the internet to find out more information. Some of us even join a forum board to discuss topics and argue viewpoints. Some of us use a few well-known websites such as Facebook, LinkedIn, MySpace, Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, WordPress, LiveJournal, and Wikipedia. Social networking usage has increased dramatically since 1994. The website GeoSites, created in 1994, was one of the first social media sites. The concept for the users is to create their own websites characterized by one of the 6 cities that were known for certain characteristics. According to a survey in 2011, it is estimated that 47% of American adults use social networking sites like Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Classmates.com, up from 26% in 2008. Proponents of social networking sites say that the online communities promote increased interaction with family and friends, offer teachers, librarians, and students valuable access to educational support materials, facilitate social and political change, and disseminate useful information rapidly. Opponents of social networking say that the sites prevent face-to-face communication, waste time on frivolous activity, alter children's brains and behaviors, making them more prone to ADHD, expose users to predators like pedophiles and burglars, and spread false information about potentially dangerous information. Ever since the innovation of social networking websites, More and more people got involved in the use of the internet. In a society where communication is constantly propelled by the newest and best social networking website, it seems impossible to find the value in the type of interaction promoted by social media such as Facebook and Twitter. Facebook lets you communicate with your family and friends and relatives. Because of the popularity of the Facebook website, a lot of people are registering and becoming users of the application. Because of this, the website has become a common ground for people, which results to finding your old friends, relatives, and family members. This makes it easier for you to interact with them and coordinate with them. In Twitter, you can see anybody's status and receive an update whenever someone you choose to follow on Twitter. You can follow companies, news channels, tech blogs, world personalities, celebrities, etc. Plus, the most important benefit of Twitter is that here you can post your own updates as well. Social media is also changing the way traditional news sources distribute their information. Many have argued that posting an article on a website inherently decreases its value. The piece then becomes part of a trend rather than part of a smart and informed community or society. In conclusion, social media is helpful in establishing friendships with people coming from different parts of the world. It also connects us with friends and relatives living abroad. Social media does not only aid in maintaining good relationships, but it is also very helpful in marketing a business. By advertising your products and services through social media, people from different parts of the world will have an idea about your business. It is essentially a cheaper way of advertising your business. As you can probably gather, social media definitely has its pros and cons, but it is the way of life, many can argue. As we continue to grow, so will the different types of social media around us. I want to thank you for listening to my speech today, and I hope that you have learned a thing or two about how important social media is.